Good morning and welcome, a warm welcome to our live Q&A for new postgraduate students. It's fantastic to have you all here. I'm sure you are all really keen to learn more about our opportunities at the University of Glasgow and in the College of Social Sciences. Today, we're going to focus on that all-important employability support that we offer for you here. I'm delighted to welcome you today to our live session. And I know we've got students tuning in from all around the world today. We have a beautiful, beautiful sunny day here in Glasgow. It would be lovely to hear where you are from and maybe even how the weather is with you. So if you could just fire into the chat, please. Fire into the chat where you are just now, and maybe even a little bit about what the weather's like. Is it wet? Is it cold? Or is it sunny like it is here in Glasgow? And obviously it's sunny every day in Glasgow and at the University of Glasgow. My name's Dickon Copsey, and I'm actually in the student experience team here in the College of Social Sciences at the University of Glasgow. Now, you are all about to make a really significant life decision about where you're going to spend the next year or two of your lives studying. This is a really big decision. It's a really big investment for you of your time, of your money, and could have a big impact on your life after study. Now, clearly, your number one consideration at the moment is going to be what is the quality, what is the choice of academic program and teaching that you are going to go onto, and how are you going to get those opportunities to develop your knowledge of that subject area. But there is another and arguably equally important reason for choosing a place of study, and that is your employability. So what do I mean by employability? Well, I mean opportunities that you will get, not just to learn, but to actually apply that learning, apply that theory to real world practical problems and issues. To actually gain opportunities, to gain work experience opportunities, and possibly even internships while you are studying. And maybe also to develop those all-important professional skills, the transferable skills that you will be able to transfer to the workplace post-graduation. So that is really what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to provide you with an overview of the support that we offer at the University of Glasgow, and our session will last about 45 minutes. We are super, super lucky today. We have one of our current master's students and former undergraduates at the University of Glasgow, Alejandra Cordova, who has done more than practically anyone else I know to enhance her employability while she's here. And she's going to tell you more about some of those opportunities that she's experienced during her time at Glasgow, both as an undergraduate and also as a postgraduate student. Now, I'm really looking forward to asking Alejandra some questions about her experience, and I'll have lots of fun asking her questions about how she has developed her opportunity. But we would really love to hear from you too. So please, please, please fire in your questions into the chat. Ask us questions, and Alejandra and I together will try to field as many as possible. And we'll do that throughout the session, and then we'll also do a quick check-in at the end. So I hope everybody's ready to go. And obviously, first of all, I just want to introduce our wonderful guest speaker and alumna, Alejandra. Alejandra, just to get us started, could you please tell us about yourself? Where are you from? What did you study? What are you studying right now at Glasgow?
Yeah. Well, hello, everyone. So yeah, my name is Alejandra. I am currently studying a PGT course in media communications and international journalism. And then before that, I did a course. I was a sociology and social and public policy degree, and I am an international student. So I'm Puerto Rican, so which is exciting. I'm Puerto Rican, so yeah, I can guarantee that it's always sunny here and it's so nice. So that's where I'm from, and yeah, and that's what I'm. I think those are all the questions you asked me. Yes, that's me.
Fabulous, Alejandra. That's brilliant. So, like, Alejandra, during your time at Glasgow, you got involved in a whole range of activities to develop your skills and experiences. So can I ask you a little bit about that? What, for example, let's just kick off. What opportunities have your academic courses provided in relation to skills development and also kind of work-related activities?
Yeah. I think, well, recently, actually, I was within the MCIJ course, There's a course called Producing News. And then within that one, we had a practical journalism project, which was really helpful in terms of employable skills and skills that you would need in the industry. So we had to create a 6-minute newsreel and it was a group project, and we had to, come up with the story, interview contributors, and do the whole process from beginning to end, and then reflect on the experience. So I'm really proud of the work that we achieved. I was really interested from the beginning to the end. We all worked really well together. And in the end, I actually learned a lot, even for my job, that's quite useful. So I'm not really sure I want to go into the industry, but regardless of that, I have on my CV, or I'm able to talk about the fact that I've created this newsreel, and I have now editing skills, and I've worked on my filming skills. So it's definitely been really good, whether you want to go into the journalism industry or not. So it was a great opportunity.
It sounds super exciting. It also sounds like it could have been quite challenging. Was it quite hard work?
It was quite hard work. It was very time consuming. I actually have never had such a time consuming group project, but also not, it was also probably the most rewarding, because usually with a group project, you do, you can do well, and maybe you do a great job, but then it's like a week and then you kind of forget about it. You get the grade and you move on. But with this one, it took the entire semester. So that was, the whole course was about this video. And if you're not in producing news, you're in writing the news. So you have to make an entire newspaper. So you have the choice, and you work on it the entire semester. And then so by the end, you actually feel really good that you've achieved something. It's more than just a grade. I actually haven't even thought about the grade.
Alejandra, if there was one professional skill that you felt that project helped you to develop, if you just to choose one, what would you say would be the key professional skill you felt it helped you to develop?
Key professional skill? I'd say, well, actually, you got me. I mean, honestly, teamwork was a really big one with that one, huge. I don't think I've ever had such a big team project to do. I've had to do presentations, essays together, but never something quite so collaborative. And so, time management and kind of breaking up the tasks and then reflecting about how we did that was a really big learning opportunity, definitely.
Fabulous. So for everybody watching today, you may be coming into a whole range of different master's programs, but whatever master's program you're going in, you might not have a practical journalism project, but you will have other applied projects as part of your master's program. You will have projects where you have opportunities to independently time manage, work in teams, to develop these kind of core professional skills that Alejandra is talking about, and to apply the subject specialist knowledge that you're developing through the course. It could be consultancy projects in the business school, doing collaborative dissertations with external organizations, policy briefs. We have so much going on in the College of Social Sciences. One other thing that we have a lot of at the University of Glasgow, Alejandra, is internships. And I'm aware that alongside your studies, you managed to take on a paid internship alongside your master's, which is a big deal, because I know how busy a master's is. Can you tell me a little bit about your internship? What was it? How did you get it? What did you do?
Yeah, I actually see in the chat that someone's asked about internships and jobs for international students. So that's me. It was, I applied actually. So I work for the student experience team. I am a digital media intern, and I have been for almost 4 years now. And I applied in 2021 in the summer after my first year of university. And I was also really nervous about employability, and also just in general how I would work alongside my studies. And so I saw this opportunity on the internship hub, which the University of Glasgow has. You go online, and they have a whole list of part-time jobs and also internships inside and outside the university that you can apply to. And I just found one, and I knew I was interested in media and communications, and I applied. And I have been here ever since. And it has been really just a great job to have alongside my studies, especially as an international student, because I know we have a certain amount of hours we can work during term time, which is, if you're a PGT student, you'll have the same, depending, of course, on where you're coming from, but usually there's a limit. But the internships and part-time jobs offered within the university are all really great for any student from any background, and they're very flexible. And also, if you have an assignment due, you can definitely work around your hours and just making sure. and also obviously great for your CV and for gaining employable and transferable skills.
So it's lovely that you've been able to do that media and communications internship alongside a media and communications master's program as well. You've had a lot of opportunities to kind of apply your learning in kind of different contexts and see different parts of the industry and profession. I think that's a really interesting point that you make about the opportunities that are available at Glasgow through the Student Opportunities Hub, which are internships and part-time jobs, and are pretty much all universally available and accessible to international students, because they are, exactly as you say, they're all under the 20 hours that you're allowed to work. So they're all part-time. They sit alongside your studies, and all of our internships are paid. So that's just very simply, they're all paid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even they obviously there is part-time jobs that they have on the hub, but all the internships you find will also be paid, and they vary in hours and they vary in fields and experiences. So you can apply throughout. You can apply throughout any college. You don't have to be in the College of Social Sciences to work for. Right? Am I correct? Yeah, to work for the College of Social Sciences. So
so we have opportunities. So typically our internship opportunities are available to any student across the university. So yes, absolutely. If there are internships in other colleges within the university, then students within the College of Social Sciences typically can also apply for those as well. We have about 400 paid internship opportunities each year, and that's obviously only a very small part of it, because we have a lot of part-time jobs. One thing you didn't mention is that if you do apply for our internships, our paid internships, you are only competing with other University of Glasgow students for those internships as well. So it really is very much definitely the best place to focus on. I'm aware, I think there was possibly another question that came in there just while we were having a question there about, so possibly, part-time jobs are also covered under the Student Opportunities Hub. They're also advertised alongside that, and you could subscribe to that so you can get weekly alerts of all of those opportunities as they come through as well. So part-time jobs, 100%, that is also part. So yes, in terms of the internship then, what kind of skills do you think you developed as a result?
So many skills. So many skills. I'd say among the big ones was definitely time management, because I had to, of course, prioritize my coursework as well as the job. And so I feel like that's definitely something I've gained, and I'm able to prove when I'm applying to jobs or just talking about the fact that I can do that really well. And also just the knowledge of like filming, editing, graphics. So that's more technical kind of work. But I've definitely learned a lot and grown a lot in the job. And actually, this job, of course, I've been working almost for 4 years now, but I've been able to, talking about this job has also allowed me to get other internships and other jobs in the summer. I'm actually currently doing another internship right now in media and communications. So it's definitely something that I've been able to talk about and highlight the fact that I have these skills and kind of just prove with concrete examples. And so it's been really great.
So it's a bit of a virtuous circle. You get one small internship opportunity, and then that enables you as a stepping stone to get another one and to have that evidence and talk about that evidence as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
There was a question here from Mega about what kinds of jobs are available under the International Relations Global Security Masters Postgrad. So typically our jobs don't sit under specific programs. So it's really up to you to have a look at the types of jobs and internships that we have on offer, and then to decide which ones are most closely aligned with your particular program. But we do lots of work with the careers service within programs to give you a clear idea about how your program relates to particular industry areas, sectors, job types, and all of these kind of things, so that you can then take that knowledge and actually apply it to finding those opportunities. So there's certainly lots available within the program, but also in terms of jobs and internships. So now you've talked a bit about stuff that you've done inside your program there, Alejandra, and I know in addition to the kind of to the opportunities that we have within our programs, we also have additional employability support available through the College of Social Sciences, and something is called the College Employability Program. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about your experience of the College Employability Program, but just to say a couple of words to people about what that is. So for the University of Glasgow, employability is not really just about the job that you get when you leave. It's about the employability skills that you develop while you are here and how you go about developing those skills. To support your skills development, we've developed something called the College Employability Program. It's completely unique to the College of Social Sciences. And it's a series of professional skills courses designed to help you plan your employability journey, to develop new skills, but also, just as you were talking about, Alejandra, to communicate those skills and experiences to employers as well. Within the College Employability Program, we have a series of digital badges and certificates for each course. It will go on your graduation transcript if you complete any of our courses there, and they all demonstrate your commitment to your personal and professional development. We cover all sorts of skill areas. We cover group work, presentation skills, writing policy briefs, collaborative research, reflection on skills, a whole range of different areas that should be useful to you. And this program is available to you free as a College of Social Science student at any time as you work your way through your program. And Alejandra, it would be great to hear a little bit about which of those College Employability program courses you got involved in, and if they helped you, how they helped you.
Yeah, so actually recently, I'll talk about two. Recently, I was in a course where we had to do a different group project, not the producing news, a presentation actually. And we had to do a reflection afterwards, and I did the group work to teamwork course, which was a really helpful way because one thing is group work and putting it into practice, but then the other thing is to understand how it all works and how to talk about group work, which is kind of an essential thing that you need to do if you're being interviewed or on the job. And in this case, it was for my academic course, so I had to write a reflection about how group work, what it was and how well it worked or didn't work. And through the course, I was actually able to understand how to talk about it and what we did, what went wrong, and what kind of person I was within the group, which was very important because it kind of really helped me reflect on my own contribution to the team. So that was really helpful to do that reflection and also just to talk about group work more generally. And then in my undergrad, I did the writing a policy brief course. So as I mentioned, I studied sociology and also social and public policy. And there wasn't really a clear template, like a one-size-fits-all template for a policy brief, which I found kind of difficult because it's not as straightforward as an essay. It's more structured and it's a different writing style. And I had only been used to essay writing. And it's something that's kind of used across industries, not just policy. And I did the course, and actually after the course, I talked to my lecturer about it, and I got, the more I did it after I did the course, the better marks I got. So it definitely reflected. It was very beneficial for my academic course, and now I know I can also say that I can write a policy brief if it's needed in any industry. So
the policy brief is a great example, isn't it, of one of those academic assessments that is also very much an applied workplace relevant piece of work. Exactly. And we have lots of those within the College of Social Sciences, and we specifically within the College Employability Program, we try to support those types of assessments when you're making that bridge between the academic program and the workplace. Definitely. It's really interesting hearing you talk about the group work course and actually the importance of even understanding how to talk about it and to move beyond that sense of, yes, I'm a very good team worker, to actually understanding how to talk about group dynamics and interpersonal communication, and to understand a bit more about your own behavioral preferences when you work with other people, and use some of those practical tools around project management and team contracts and things like that is really, really good to hear. So these are very much kind of skills that we focus on. So what would you say then is your main kind of takeaway from the program, from the College Employability Program, Alejandra, based on your own experience?
Yeah, so I'd say that, I guess the main takeaway is just The support, I'd say. I mean, the support that you get from these courses, it's not just that like the feedback and the support that you're able to gain from an online course is really incredible. Like even you could do it obviously you can do it in your own time, which is great. But just the fact that if you have any questions or you want to go over like your policy brief or a little bit more about understanding about your kind of perspective of who you are in the team, there's always like a tutor and there's one-to-one opportunities. And I felt like that was a huge takeaway from the program because it's not something that I expected or you would expect from your typical online course. So it's definitely, yeah, it's a great program.
That's great. Just to quickly remind you, please do fire in your questions into the comments. It'd be lovely to hear your questions. We really want to hear from you and to answer the things that you are interested in. Please feel free to ask any questions at all around your ideas of coming to Glasgow and your program of studies. If you've got employability related questions, then even better. But just fire those into comments and we'll try to field those as much as possible. As Alejandra mentioned then, so the College Employability Program is a series of online professional skills courses, but we have this team of tutors who support students to work through that. And the tutors are the people who will give you feedback on your work. They'll give you feedback on any questions that you might have, as Alejandra said. And we have about 40 one-to-one opportunities available every week for you to meet with one of our tutors or to meet with myself and my colleagues in the employability team. And that sits alongside the careers service. So that's really even before we start to talk about the massive amount of support that you have available from the careers, employability and opportunity service. They are the people that host all of the internships and the part-time jobs, but they also run literally hundreds of employer events and fairs, careers fairs as well. So throughout the year, every week, you will have opportunities to meet with employers, to ask them questions about their job opportunities, to go along to careers fairs. And then on top of that, they have lots of support, obviously one-to-one support, but also masterclass support around all of the skills you'll need, everything from CVs, job applications, interviews, and also just having that kind of one-to-one careers consultation, which is really important, specifically as a postgraduate student, to get you in the right frame of mind to what kind of career opportunities might be available to you. So lots and lots of opportunities within your program, but also alongside your program.
Yeah.
Alejandro, what would be then your kind of main advice, just while we're waiting for some questions to come through, maybe a little reflection from you on thinking about going back to the start of or even before the start of your postgraduate qualification at Glasgow. What would be your main advice for students who might be thinking about coming to Glasgow to study a master's program and might be concerned about their employability?
I'd say don't panic, but I feel like everyone probably will panic. It's normal, I guess, to not know, where to get a job or how to start or where to even begin. But I definitely think just keep your eyes open. I feel like the university provides so many resources and they make it really easy actually for you to know what's out there. And then also, if you choose to apply, there's the career service, there's courses you can take that proves that you can do these skills. So it's definitely just to keep your eyes open. Look in your inbox, look at the emails sent to you by the career service, and also look in the internship hub, because you never know. Like I was just kind of scrolling and I found that job and I applied, and I ended up staying for 4 years. You really never know what job will come out and surprise you and or what you're going to get or what you're going to be interested in. So just keep an open mind and don't panic, because there you have the resources and the support at the university to get involved in any way, shape or form, even if that's societies. And then you can kind of talk to the career service or take a course that will help you expand on how that's also employable. So don't panic, basically.
I think that's great advice around not panicking, but I think there's also something there underlying your kind of message, which is about getting involved, isn't it? And it's about the impact that getting involved, sometimes in a small way, club, society, volunteering, sports, internship, whatever, anything alongside your studies can actually make quite a difference to your relationship with the university, and maybe even affect how long you stay here and how at home you feel and all of that kind of stuff, particularly as an international student.
That's what happened to me. Exactly. Yeah. I think that if I hadn't, with this job, I had the, more financial security, and also I was involved in societies, and that's kind of what led me to want to pursue a master's here, because I had this community of people and I had employability opportunities. And so I felt comfortable and able to pursue a master's here. So definitely when you get here, it's a great community. So get involved in a society. If you don't get an internship right from the beginning, because obviously I know a master's is also very full on, don't worry about that. Get involved in societies, sports, as you said, or just anything extracurricular, any community, and then that will also help you in your employability. So yeah, just get involved and stay open-minded. Yeah.
I mean, I think this is super relevant, but there's a question that's come in here from Adviti about your experience as an international student at the University of Glasgow, and just kind of how did you find that? Being, coming from Puerto Rico to Scotland and Glasgow, and how was that for you?
Yes, obviously I have been here for 5 years now, so I clearly have loved it. It was at first, of course, it was like with any move was difficult. It was a difficult transition just because I was very far from home, which some of you might also be coming from far away. That's always going to be a challenge, but I feel like there's really no place like Glasgow. I mean, the people are quite remarkable. Everyone is so welcoming and so kind, and it's really easy to find community here, even being from so far away. I think that obviously I got involved in a lot of things, but even outside of that, just in classes and the friends I've been able to make, I've had a great experience here. And my plan is to stay. So I have no plans on leaving yet. And I think that's testament to just how easy it is to find a community, even from being so far away. So I mean, I definitely recommend it for any student. Yeah.
It's really interesting. I'm smiling slightly because careers professionals, when they're talking about the labour market in the UK, they often describe Glasgow as a sticky city. And this is not just about, the nightclubs the night after the day before, but a sticky city in the sense that statistically our graduates tend to stay around in Glasgow, and it's really interesting to see that some cities very much people finish degrees and they move on, but Glasgow really does have that kind of stickiness that holds on to graduates, and it certainly sounds from your experience, Alejandra, that's partly about the community and being able to feel at home even though you're kind of away from home. But that's really, really nice to hear. Really nice to hear. Be lovely to get a few more questions coming in, so please do fire your questions in, and we've still got a little bit of time to answer them, so fire in a few more questions. While you are thinking of questions, Alejandra, what's next? You've done an undergrad, you've done the masters. What are you thinking about then? You said you might hang around, you might stay a bit. You won't graduate now until you graduate in December will be your graduation. Yeah, September you'll finish up.
I finished, so I submit my dissertation in September, and my plan is to stay. My plan is to basically, I'll keep working. The good thing also about working for the university is you can keep working even after you graduate, obviously depending on your visa, but you can keep your job even after you graduate. So it's not dependent on your status as a student, which is very helpful. So keep my job, and then potentially I will be applying to PhDs also at the University of Glasgow. So potentially I just will never leave and just be here for another 4 years. And yeah, I mean, I think that I have found just a great community here, and I wanna get a PhD in my field in media and communications research, and I have found a great supervisor here who's willing to support me. So likelihood is that I stay.
That's amazing. I mean, that's amazing to be able to take that to take that master's knowledge and then master's research and then sort of develop it even further? I mean, are you going to take projects that you've started at master's level potentially to take on into PhD? Is there going to be a tie-in there?
Yeah, from undergrad to master's to PhD. So this relates to my undergrad dissertation, which I'm expanding in my master's, which then I will get kind of even more, obviously, with the PhD. So it's kind of continuing from my undergrad, actually, which was the same supervisor as my current master's supervisor. So
it's brilliant.
It's really, yeah.
That opportunity to build relationships with staff, going all the way through undergrad into postgraduate is fantastic. But I suppose for people watching today, maybe that message around I know we're just thinking about a master's here, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but that there are other opportunities, there are future opportunities, and it is worth just having that in the back of your mind when you come into a master's, and particularly when you come in to start your dissertation project, that master's dissertation project could turn into something else and could turn into something even bigger, and be extended forward, and also to take those relationships with academic staff forward as well is fantastic. So fingers crossed for you, Alejandra, there. Adviti, thank you very much. You've asked another question there. Yeah, it's a really good question, actually, because I'm not sure she has much time. But Alejandra, what do you do on your time off in Glasgow?
Good question. I think there's kind of a little bit for everyone. Personally, for me, I don't have the most time off, but if I have like a night off, there's kind of there's kind of everything. There's really good food everywhere. Believe it or not, I know a lot of you are coming from places where you think, oh, the UK, but there's really good food everywhere. There's really good. I like to dance personally, so I've been involved in I like to go out dancing, which there's a lot to do. It's very diverse. Glasgow's kind of known for that. And also just if it's a really sunny day, which again is rare, kind of, not always, it's really great to just walk around in the West End. There's good charity shops, and also just if it's a sunny day, literally everyone in the entire campus will be in the park, which is really, really nice. So it's kind of diverse. If you're into going out at night, there's a lot of that. And then if you're not, there's a lot of different opportunities here. It's a really great city. I don't know. I've kind of gone on it.
If you're not in Glasgow, haven't been to Glasgow yet, I would really recommend you go onto Google Earth and have a look at the West End of Glasgow, because I think if you look at the university, what you will see primarily actually is trees. Lots and lots and lots of trees. There's lots. Now, it's a beautiful time of year, isn't it?
Yeah. May is the best month, I'd say, to be here. For the next 2 weeks, it's sunny. And it's 20 degrees this weekend. So it is, believe it or not, it can get nice. So it's really nice. There's nothing like a sunny day in Scotland, I'd say.
But there's certainly lots of grass around for you to lie on and picnic and study or sleep, depending on kind of what you want to do.
For those of you who are again international, it's also really easy to get around in trains and visit parts of Scotland. It's a small country, and it's well connected. And so if you want to just go to Loch Lomond or a beach town or Edinburgh, you can take buses and trains, and so it's really also nice to explore. And while you're here, you can definitely do that. It's accessible.
It's interesting, and you're totally right about accessibility of the Highlands and the mountains and the coast, but also even just thinking about internally within Glasgow. I mean, just to give you a kind of sense, you can walk from the West End into centre of Glasgow. About 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
25 minutes, yeah. Nothing's too far. It's not an intimidating city. And I think and it's also a very welcoming city. So both of those combined was kind of a great combination. You might feel slightly overwhelmed sometimes, but ask for help or ask for directions and someone will help you. And if you're in the West End, easy to get to the city center. There's buses, there's the subway, there's trains. So yeah, it's easy to get used to.
People love to chat to you in Glasgow. Doesn't matter if you're standing next to a bus stop or just walking along the street. They will love to talk to you. You might not understand what they're saying, but
You won't. I still don't, and I've been here for 5 years. So
yeah, that's brilliant. Any final questions? I'm kind of aware that we've got a few minutes left, but we'll just see if there's any final questions that people would like to ask about their plans and their ideas and their concerns about coming to potentially study at Glasgow. Any final questions? Alejandra, you've given us loads. You've given us lots. I mean, is there anything that you would want to, that you feel you've kind of missed, or that you would like to add in terms of advice or guidance for postgrad students, or have we covered everything off?
I think we've covered everything, but definitely if Glasgow is something that you're considering, I would obviously recommend to do it. I feel very much at home here, which is, I never thought I'd say about Scotland or just anywhere so far from home. So it is definitely, and if you do end up coming here, definitely get involved, because that's, I think, how you'll make the most of your experience here. I think I've covered that, but that's my final thought, I'd say.
We do actually have a question coming in from Gigi, which is, Alejandra, what's your favorite thing about Glasgow?
I feel like I'm going to give an answer that is really lame, because I feel like everyone says this, but I'm going to say the people. I know the slogan is "People make Glasgow," and everyone says it, but it is true, because I've never been to a place where people were just so welcoming and so nice, and so also just like outgoing and funny, and just, it's just a very special place. And so I think I'd say the people.
Fantastic. I would totally agree. Last opportunity for any questions to come in. Thanks very much for that, Gigi. If there aren't any further questions, then I think that pretty much brings us to the end of our live Q&A today. So thank you all so much for joining us. We really hope you found it useful. We really hope you choose Glasgow as well. The recording will be available if you want to watch anything back. In terms of employability at the University of Glasgow, you can visit our web pages. And also, if you have any inquiries, you can also contact the university using the form that we will display on the screen just in 1 second. So from all of us, to you, Alejandra, thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much to everyone else for joining. And we really look forward to welcoming you onto our sunny and green campus very, very soon. So have a lovely day. Thank you.